Hi guys, okay, so I was digging through some boxes and I came across my pierogi press. So I have never used these. I am so excited. So they are still in the plastic. I've never taken them out of the box. I've never tried them. Today is that day. We are gonna try making pierogies. I've always bought them frozen and just made them that way, or my mom makes them for me, but I have never actually made them myself. So today we're gonna try that. We are gonna make just some potato, cheese, and bacon ones. And I am also gonna do a chicken spinach with cream cheese as well. So we'll see how they turn out. Let's give this a try and make our very own homemade pierogies. Okay, so first up, to make the dough for the pierogies, I have 2 cups of flour, and I am gonna mix it with 1 teaspoon of kosher salt. All right, then we are going to take a little sauce pot. I'm gonna put a half a cup of water in it. 3 tablespoons of butter. I'm gonna put that on the stove and melt it down a little bit so it's combined. And then we are gonna pour this into our flour. And then we are gonna add 1 egg that will be slightly beaten. All right guys, so our butter mixture looks good, our butter and water. Now we are gonna just slowly pour it in and start mixing. And we are gonna add our slightly beaten egg. All right, we are gonna put this onto a floured surface and start kneading it so that it comes together nicely and makes it all smooth. All right, now we are just gonna knead it together. All right, so it's all kneaded into a nice little ball. We are gonna put it back into our bowl. We're gonna put a little flour in. All right, now we're gonna just take a nice clean dish towel, put it over top, and we are gonna let this rest for about 30 minutes, maybe a little bit more. While that's resting, we're gonna get our filling ready. All right, so I got the bacon on, it's cooking. I also have potatoes on, waiting for them to cook. And our dough is still resting. All right, now we just gotta wait for all this to cook. All right, so next we're gonna start prepping our filling. I have my pot, I've got my potatoes. So we're gonna peel them, chop them, and turn them into mashed potatoes, okay? Okay, so for our chicken and spinach filling, I have just some hot water. I put it in the microwave so that it would heat up faster than on the stove. And I'm gonna put all the spinach in it because we want it to cook, I guess. So we're just gonna let that soak for a little bit in the hot water. While that is soaking, we are going to slice up our chicken. As thin as we can because we want it to go in our filling. So we don't want big chunks. So the chicken I'm using is already cooked and seasoned. I just did a light seasoning on it. I use an Epicure seasoning that is called 3 onions, and that's all I put on it. So it's just lightly seasoned, already cooked, ready to be used. Okay, so that's all done. Chicken's cut up, spinach is soaking. All right, so to make our like cream cheese mixture that we're gonna mix our spinach and chicken into, we are gonna mix it up with a hand mixer, but I am gonna put some bacon grease in it from the bacon I just cooked. Just a little added flavor in there. All right, now we're gonna mix it up. Our cream cheese is nice and creamy and smooth and ready to mix everything else into it. I'm gonna put some sharp cheddar in, just a handful. I've already drained our spinach and then just kind of squeezed it a little bit so it wasn't so watery. So we're gonna add that to it as well. And we are gonna add some of our chicken. Maybe all of our chicken. And mix it up. There we go, ready for our pierogies. So we will set this aside until we are ready to use it. Okay, next we are ready to make our potato filling. So the potatoes are cooked, I just drained them. Now we're gonna turn them into mashed potatoes. So I am gonna add some butter, just a little splash of milk, some salt and pepper mixture, and we're gonna mash them. All right, they are mashed, they look good. I don't care if they're whipped, as long as they're mashed. Now we're gonna add our bacon, which I already cooked and chopped up, so it's ready. And I am adding, again, with the sharp cheddar. Probably about a handful, maybe a little bit more. And just mix it together. All right, so now our potatoes are ready, our chicken and spinach is ready. We just need the dough and we can start making them. All right, guys, we are ready to roll out our dough and try making these pierogies. So I'm gonna lightly flour my surface so I can roll it out. Okay, I think I'm only gonna work with half of it at a time. I'm just gonna break it in half, put it back in the bowl, and roll this out. All right, here it goes. Let's try our pierogi maker. So first I'm going to use a large mason jar lid to cut out my little circles. Dip it in some flour first. Okay, let's try one to start with. So I'm guessing I just, oh, it's kind of small. Shit. I mean, oh, shoot. Okay, just a minute, I gotta find something bigger. Okay, let's try this one. This time it's bigger. Put a little bit of potato and oh, it still doesn't work very well. Okay, this did not work. Oh, maybe it needs a little egg wash to help seal it. Let's do that. Okay. Attempt number 3. So this time we're gonna put a little bit of egg wash on it. And now we're gonna close it. Ta-da! Oh my god, that worked! Yay! Okay, so maybe I can fill those a little bit more. They're a bit of a pain in the butt to make because I don't have anything really big enough, but we're gonna make this work. All right, there we go. They are all done and put together. Half of them are the potato, half are the chicken and spinach. So now I'm gonna put them in the freezer for probably about a half hour, and then we are gonna cook them. The way we're gonna cook them is we're gonna boil them, we're gonna pan fry some, and we are also gonna try deep frying a couple. And then we're gonna try all three and see which one's the best. I'm also gonna make some onions and bacon mixed up together to put on top of them with some sour cream. So for now, these have to go into the freezer.
The first way we're going to cook our first batch of pierogies is by boiling them. So I took them straight out of the freezer and I'm putting them right into a pot of boiling water. They should take about 10 minutes to cook. The way to tell if they are cooked and ready to be taken out of the water is when they are all floating and look kind of gooey, which they look right now. So I'm going to take them out, I'm going to set them aside, and I'm going to get my frying pan ready for the next batch of pierogies. So my frying pan is already heated with a couple tablespoons of butter, and what I'm going to do is take some of the boiled pierogies, and that's what I'm going to pan fry. I'm not doing it straight from frozen. I'm also going to add a little oil because they're all sticking really bad to the pan, and we're just going to fry them up until they're all golden and crispy. So the last way we're cooking our frozen pierogies is in the deep fryer. Now again, right from the freezer into the deep fryer. They are going to cook really fast. I would say maybe less than 10 minutes, and they are already done. They're all golden and crispy and beautiful, and I can't wait to try these ones. So let's take them out. I gotta let them all cool down so I don't burn my mouth when I eat them, and let's go get the plate ready. I almost forgot the most important part of these pierogies, the bacon and the bacon and onions that go on top of them right before you eat them. These look amazing. They smell amazing. They look amazing. I cannot wait to try them. Remember, we have 3 of them to try: the boiled, the pan fried, and the deep fried. So let's give them a try.
Want some bacon? Boy. Alright, so this process was way too much. I'm never making these again. Too much work. I'll go to Costco and buy them. So I cooked them 3 different ways. I boiled them, and I pan fried them after I boiled them, and I deep fried them. So far the deep fried ones look the best, but we're gonna try each one, and I don't know which ones are which now that I've cooked them all and put them on a plate, so it's gonna be a guessing game. So we're gonna start with the boiled one, and it's a chicken one. I don't like boiled. They're gooey. Okay, next one. This one's the potato one. So this is the pan fried. Let's try that one, maybe with extra bacon. Pan fried is way better than boiled. Much better. And the last one is the deep fried one. Okay, so it's another chicken one. Bacon. I really like the deep fried ones. They make me think of what are those? Empanadas. They are really, really good. Deep fried is definitely the way to go. Super unhealthy, but that's okay. It makes them taste better. Overall, I think buying them is definitely a better choice than making them because I thought it was a lot of work. I know my mom likes to make them, so for her it's not a lot of work. Hope you give this recipe a try. I'll post the link on my social media for where I got the dough recipe. And remember to hit that like, subscribe, and the notification bell. and I will see you for my next recipe.